Yo, it's your boy Casual Rail with the Silent A podcast. And man, we back with another one and a quick one at that. As you already know, we ain't gonna waste your time, so we'll get straight to it. Bang for your buck. Is it a bang for your buck? That's what we're talking about today. Anthony A.J. Joshua taking on Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. We're hearing a few people floated around. Is this fight even still worth it? Is it still as big as it was or what it could have been? Is it still a bang for your buck? Here on the Silent A podcast, man, your boy Casual Rail, we're going to give it straight to you. Is it a bang for your buck? You're goddamn right it is. You're goddamn right, it's a bang for your buck. It's still a big fight in a way that 2023 has been showing its ass. What's a better way to bring in a mega heavyweight fight to either close out this year or announce it to close out this year to start off the year 2024? This is a fight that we have been wanting for ages, and both fighters are coming off of decent victories. And actually, their last fights now are officially against the same opponent in Robert Helenius, both getting knockouts in different fashions, but both getting knockouts. Both fighters have looked like they have mentally recovered from their previous defeats, both being back-to-back defeats to the same individual, that of Anthony A.J. Joshua losing to Usyk. And then we all know Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder losing twice back-to-back to Tyson Fury in a hell of a trilogy matchup, with the draw in the first one and then two TKO or knockout losses in the last two fights. But with that said, both fighters look to have mentally recovered. Both fighters are looking strong, looking good. Both fighters, more importantly, have new game plans and have new trainers in their corner that are basically increasing and bringing out the full potential out of their fighters, implementing game plans that actually fits their fighters' physical gifts. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder is moving around, using his footwork, using his hand speed, versus just being Clubber Lang. He's actually trying to set up shots, move around, not take too much punishment, using his naturally gifted talents of being a slim yet strong heavyweight. Then you got Anthony A.J. Joshua using his size but head movement better. He's got good hip and head movement. He actually cuts off the ring beautifully. He's got naturally boxing gifted talent. He's using that and setting up his shots better. Versus him, also not Clubber Langish, but more of a forced knockout style, what he used to implement. But Derrick James has switched that up, and now Anthony A.J. Joshua is more methodical, which is very dangerous because now he's setting it up. He's not just going to let you see what's going on. He's boxing well, slipping certain punches. He still gets caught, but he is getting in there and landing the shots that he wants to land, and landing them with power. Is it a bang for your buck? Yes. Both fighters have shown they are susceptible to get knocked out. Both fighters have technically been stopped. Anthony A.J. Joshua has always been known to have a questionable chin, right? Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder has shown in the Tyson Fury fights that he also can go down. It takes a lot to get him out of there because the boy got heart. Not so much of the chin, he's got heart. And you're going to have to put him down and put him down good. But when you combine these acceptable chins of both fighters with the amount of power that they both carry, they are two of the hardest hitting heavyweights at this time. You have a recipe for a great fight while as long as it lasts. There's going to be a hell of a build-up because neither of these fighters really like each other. There's going to be a lot of energy around it. More than likely, it will probably take place overseas, probably in Saudi Arabia or UAE, where they're trying to throw a lot of money at this event. Would love for it to be here in the U.S., but we already know they're pricing it up high over there. But whatever it's going to be U.S. versus U.K., two of the strongest knockout kings that they have ever seen and ever had, finally coming together after about 5 years of talk. We finally going to get our answers. You damn right, it's a bang for the buck, and we're all going to tune in. It's still a great fight. It's still a great scrap. Just because these two fighters have lost and they don't have all the belts doesn't still mean it's a challenge of men, challenge of hard-hitting men, hard-hitting heavyweight boxers that we're going to see. Just like the old days, a belt didn't always have to be on the line for it to be a great fight and be a great scrap. Just because you lost doesn't mean it's not going to be a great fight and a great scrap. Hell, since they both have lost, that means more than likely they're both going to lay it on the line because there is no O to lose. Only glory. Only finally saying, yes, I knew all this time I could whip his ass. Bang for the buck. And it's probably more bang of the buck now because, yeah, they did lose the belts. So maybe some of the pricing will be affordable, but you already know they're going to try to price this thing out and run it up and do what they do to make the most money that they can. The only thing negative to say is it won't be from Undisputed. Yes, it could have been from Undisputed back then. That made it glorious and a legacy fight altogether, but now it's still two of the hardest hitting heavyweights to ever walk in this division in the last 10 years. Getting it on and finally selling it. Who is the hardest hitting heavyweight in the division? And that's a bang for my buck because we only tune into the heavyweight division to see knockouts, and I guarantee you this fight right here will not go the distance. In fact, I bet it ends either way. Whoever wins is going to end under 6 rounds because these boys are going to throw it, and the first one to land something clean and kind of get the fight changing is going to be the one to end it. We already know Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder is a true knockout artist. One punch and you're done. And then we also know that Anthony AJ Joshua can hit you with something to make you change your style and then set up his mode and he'll break you down. It's going to be a war. It's going to be hard hitting. It's going to be what us fans, especially the casual fans, like to see. A knockout. And a hell of a knockout at that, at the top level in the division. So is it a bang for your buck? You sure is right. You're going to get what you pay for. You're going to get a knockout. You're going to get a lot of shit talking. You're going to get a lot of bragging and braggadocious. You're going to get the whole full show before we even get there and after. The only thing else they need to do is just make sure there's a good undercard, to kind of entertain you before you get there. And then it's going to be all nervousness and full of energy and just finally letting it go. Look what happened when Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence finally met up. Lot of excitement. A lot of people showed up. A lot of money was made. Everybody tuned in because we've been waiting on that fight for years. And the same thing for Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder and Anthony AJ Joshua. And there's probably even more people been waiting for that fight. Let's just make it happen. It's a bang for the buck. It's going to be a fest. All these people talking about, is it still worth it? Is it still worth it? Get out the way. Calm down. You already know the fight's still worth it. It's still going to be a bang for the buck just because the belts aren't there. It's still the two same fighters. In fact, they're probably even better fighters than they were back then. And we finally will get to see them fight. It's going to be a show. Anyways, we talked too long on this, man. It's your boy Casual Rail with the Silent A podcast. Bang for your buck, you bet it. Let's get it popping for 2023 or the beginning of 2024. Hey, until the next time, peace.